Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Bill and Scott Sports Show. I'm Bill.
And I'm Scott.
I'm here to tell you everything going on in the sports world.
All right, so to start off on baseball, Mets pitcher Dickey was traded to Toronto Blue Jays for some catching prospects, John Buck, and a few others. What do you think about this trade, Dickey going to Toronto?
I think it's a really good trade for Toronto. He's definitely going to bring Toronto out of a long years of slump. You know, if Bautista can stay healthy.
Yeah, and
I guess they got the power, and now they got really good pitching now. So
they got the Marlins team too.
Pretty much, and they got the speed on the bases.
Yeah, Dickey's contract. This is the last season under his contract, so he re-signed a 2-year, $25 million extension with them. So he'll be with them for the next 3 seasons.
Going into retirement, probably.
Yeah, I mean he's old, but Cy Young. I mean that's really all that matters.
Yeah.
I think the Blue Jays will be good. They'll be able to contend in the tough AL East. Yeah. And then we got the Angels traded Kendry Morales to the Mariners for Jason Vargas. But it's like, do the Angels really need hitting anymore? So
No, they do not.
with Hamilton and Pujols and Trumbo. And they needed pitching because they got rid of Irvin Santana, Greinke, Dan Herron. And the Mariners obviously need hitting. You know, the Mariners have King Felix to pitch and.
Yeah, I don't think they got too much out of Jason Bay.
Oh yeah.
I don't think. Well, who knows? He could turn the page. We never know.
And the Red Sox signed Stephen Drew, the younger brother of former Red Sox J.D. Drew, to play shortstop. And I guess this is kind of just to wait to see until Jose Iglesias, their really good catching or shortstop prospect. They want to just let him develop a little bit more. What do you think about this move?
I think it's a good move. Stephen Drew is a really good player. I liked him on the Diamondbacks, and he did real well in the playoffs with Oakland. So I think he's a good playoff player, I'd say, and I think it's a good move for the Red Sox, I'd say.
What about Jose Iglesias? Do you think he's going to get the starting job? Because I think they're going to compete. I don't know.
Well, we'll see what they do in spring training. You never know. That's what spring training's for. You got to compete for your position.
Yeah. And then in the NFL, RG3, who sat out last week against the Browns, he practiced on Wednesday. And the Redskins definitely need him back as they're trying to compete for the playoffs. And it looks like he's going to play this week, but he's got a hurt knee, and for a running quarterback, that can't be good. No. So what do you...
Well, I think his targeting is spot on. I think if he just throws... Yeah, I think he can do really well. I mean, that's not the run.
Yeah, their other rookie quarterback, Kirk Cousins, threw for 329 yards.
That's great.
That's not a bad backup. No. It was against the Browns, though.
But still, I mean, if you're a backup quarterback, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and a really happy story is what Victor Cruz did. There was a student who was killed in the recent events in Newtown, and he was wearing his Victor Cruz number 80 jersey. And his parents chose to bury him in that jersey. And so Victor Cruz, on the side of his shoes, wrote, Jack Pinto.
Yep.
And he went to go visit the family this week, which is a very, very classy move by Victor Cruz. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree with this. It was really private, too. It was all kept on the down low because, he doesn't want to draw too much attention to himself. I just felt like it was a really classy move on his part.
And we also just figured out that Derek Jeter called the family of one of the teachers who passed away.
Yep.
So that's very good to see.
That's good to see sports, professional athletes.
Yeah, and that's really something that they just need to. The people over there in Newtown just really need to smile and be happy, and being visited by their favorite athletes. Victor Cruz, I think he met with more than just that. He also might have played games with some of the other kids in the town.
I heard that he actually brought jerseys, and he signed a lot of stuff, a lot of merchandise.
That's awesome.
And gave them out to fans that were there.
That's really good. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, and then we had I like the Patriots and you like the Giants. We both were upset with this past weekend.
Oh yeah.
What happened to the Giants?
Oh, that was terrible game. I didn't watch it. I just got the updates.
Yeah, the Falcons are good though.
They're really good, but then again, so were the Packers last year. But the Packers couldn't win it all. The Packers creamed us during the regular season last year, and we we marched into Lambeau Field, and then we.
I mean,
for the
Giants, it actually doesn't look too easy anymore. You know, like we said with the Redskins and the Cowboys in the NFC East. I think the Giants will take it, but it's not going to be easy.
I feel like the last day of the regular season, because they have 2 more games coming up. They got the Ravens coming up.
Ravens are good.
I think they'll maybe the last game. They'll probably take the crown. Depends who wins, though.
Yeah, the Giants are playing the Eagles in their last game of the season, so that should be they should win that.
Yeah.
And then the Patriots were beaten by the 49ers, who are another good team. The Patriots were getting crushed, though, but they came back and only lost by 1 touchdown. They clinched the playoffs like 2 weeks ago. They were in a weak conference. They're top dogs in the AFC. Well, actually, I don't know. I mean, some other teams are looking good. The Colts. Andrew Luck.
Yeah, Andrew Luck. You know, what I would have done, though, with the Patriots, I would have, sat out Tom Brady, because, you're already in the playoffs.
Sit him out this early, though?
Sit him out, rest him.
But he's going for MVP. Him and Peyton Manning are both chasing the MVP. So, I mean,
that's true. Yeah.
Obviously, in the end, it comes down to, their performance and stuff, but some people just look at stats. And
Peyton Manning, if he wins that, fifth MVP, that's
ridiculous.
Incredible.
That's ridiculous. And then the big news in college sports is the Big East, which has just been collapsing pretty much. The 7 Catholic schools left the Big East a few days ago. Those teams are Georgetown, Marquette, Providence, St. John's, Seton Hall, and Villanova, who are all really strong members of the Big East for basketball, and they're going to leave after next season. So. It doesn't look too strong for UConn, who's one of the original members.
Yeah.
And I guess they're going to try to create their own conference. But what do you see happening to UConn and the other Big East teams?
Well, I would hope UConn stays in the Big East.
I mean, it's hard to see in 2 or 3 years. It's hard to even see a Big East.
I could actually see UConn forming something, because they're it's a dynasty at UConn. Yeah. I feel like they could attract different teams and start a new conference. Yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
They attracted a few teams from football. But it doesn't look good for the Big East or UConn. UConn's trying to move out too, which would, I guess, make them travel more.
Probably.
Yeah.
But what the recent events that happened, Scott and I would love to dedicate this episode to the victims in the Newtown tragedy and their families. But
absolutely good point, Bill. We wish the best for everyone over there. Hope something like this never happens again.
Never.
Yeah. What the NFL and the NBA did was very respectful. They held moment of silences in all of their games. What else? And players like Victor Cruz and Jeter. They wrote on their cleats, on their jerseys. They wore sweatbands.
Right. Talk to the people.
Yeah, very classy moves.
Really nice.
Yeah.
And we just hope that stuff like that will help people cope with what's going on. Mm-hmm. But I understand it's really hard. And
Yeah.
But
and if there's any background noise during our episode, that was because they're working on some solar panels on the roof above us. So just. Block that out.
Just an FYI. But other than that, Scott, I think that wraps up the episode. And I'm Bill.
And I'm Scott.
And we'll see you next week. Thank you for joining us.